Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. One of the big rumors that's been being spread over the last few days is that WWE is getting ready to name their first main eventer for the WWE Hall of Fame class of Wrestlemania 34, and that's going to be Goldberg. Goldberg, of course, coming off of being one of the main stars of Wrestlemania 33 after his comeback where he had the big match against Brock Lesnar. At Survivor Series, and then coming back and winning the championship against Kevin Owens and having a WWE Universal Championship match against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 33, where Brock ended up getting the best of Goldberg, and Goldberg was sort of able to, sort of walk off and leave wrestling, with a smile on his face. When we watched the WWE 24 on Goldberg's return and Goldberg's run, they spent a lot of time him getting into the company, and they spent a lot of time getting to the point of him having the match at Survivor Series. I believe it was about a 50-minute show, and about 30 minutes of it was spent on the Survivor Series deal. And then just him winning the title at Fastlane, and then him being the main event of WrestleMania was sort of just a real big deal. But it just was just sort of like a bump in the road on a little documentary thing. I'm sure that Goldberg will get his own, DVD release with his own sort of, updated documentary. Or he's never even got a documentary from WWE, but they can tell his complete story, and maybe it can be like one of those 2-hour deals where it's a really, really long documentary, really long, in-depth. But when you think about it, Goldberg really wasn't in wrestling for a long time, debuting in I want to say 97 for Nitro, wrestled in a lot of sort of so-so matches. They were big matches to the point that people cared about him, but there wasn't really big names as he was beating, especially count like Steve Mongo McMichael, until he won the United States Championship when he beat Raven, after Raven beat DDP. And then winning the WWE Championship, beating Hulk Hogan on Monday Nitro. And then, of course, because plans were already set for the next pay-per-view, once Goldberg won the title, then he was going up against Curt Hennig at the next show. And Curt Hennig, he's a big name. People love him for being Mr. Perfect in WWF. But at the time, he was sort of like a United States Championship kind of guy in WCW. So even though Goldberg had the title, it was like they were sort of holding him back at the same point. But, Goldberg would range to the point where he was wrestling in big matches for the championship against guys like Sid, DDP, Scott Steiner, Bret Hart. He got to the top where he really was the main eventer there. But, he was up and down in WCW because of injuries. Of course, the most famous one is him bashing his forearm into the limo, breaking the window, which then cut like a vein or a tendon or something like that important in his arm. And then he was gone from WCW for a matter of months, and just the good old WCW again without Goldberg. But when WCW closed in 2001, he sat on the sideline until returning, having that 1-year run in 2003, and then just coming back to the company for just a couple of months in 2017. Definitely the WWE run later with him having the matches against Brock and against Kevin Owens are really going to be remembered. It sort of really built that statue for that Hall of Fame. I think he's really going to earn it. I'm hoping that they're going to be announcing it here on Monday Night Raw, and we'll be looking forward to, of course, the Twitter break that Monday, hyping it up. But Goldberg going to the Hall of Fame, big deal.